doing this particular assembly, you can see here. So there are a number of parts for this, and to clearly see the number of parts, let us go ahead to the next page. Yeah. So here you can see what all parts are there. Sorry, the mouse is not working perfectly. So here, yeah, you can see here the kind of objects that are there. So there are a total of 9 parts that we'll have to model, save them as separate files, and then we'll have to put them together as a single assembly. So we have this bent plate like thing here, below which we have a washer number 8, and then a nut kind of thing. You see the 6 self-locking nut is there over here, and on top of that we have part number 7, which is called as the U support, and then we have part number 5, which is the pivot, into which we get the part numbers 3, which are called bushing. There are 2 bushings on either side of it, so they will enter the hole that is there over here in this pivot. And once it is inside, on the other side we have a washer and a nut over this end, and we have a washer and a bolt over this end. Okay, so all these parts we'll have to model one by one, and once they are all modeled and saved as a separate file, we'll have. Alright, so you can see I have opened my software, Creo Parametric, and I first need to set my working directory. Let me choose a folder of my name on the desktop. Now here I'll have to create one more folder which is specifically meant for this particular assembly. So let me create a new folder. Click and create a new folder. Assembly 1, let us say. Just scroll down. This is the name of the folder. You can see the folder is selected, and this will be the folder in which I will be creating all the parts related to this particular assembly. So let me take a new file now, choose part and go. Okay, it will start a new part file basically with default settings, default units and all the settings. So let us go ahead and start creating it. This is a little so that we can see all the dimensions. Right, so the file is ready. Let's proceed. So you can see this is basically a plate. A single extrude will be able to create this in. So let me choose this particular plane, go for extrude. If the view doesn't reorient, just click on this and you are ready to go. So this for the circle, I'm going to use this origin point for the circle. Okay. The first mid mouse button you can click. First let me just change this to 150 so that I have a good correct shape, and next I'll just go ahead and instead of doing this, I'll just go ahead and create a straight line here, this up, so this much only. The next thing I'm going to do, because I want this to be symmetric on the other side, I'm just going to take this, select these lines, choose mirror option, which is over here, choose the center line. So whatever lines I had selected, they've got now mirrored onto the other side. So when I change this point, you can see the other side is also changing in a mirrored fashion. So now let me just take a line and join these 2 points. Now there are a few small changes, more changes. First I'll have to trim this off, and I need another circular hole inside. Now the problem has this like problem here. This is diameter. Now I don't want this to be diameter. So let me just delete this. We can see I've got the circle, the radius automatically. I just want this to be not 6 radius, and the inner one is having diameter, that is 150. Now looking at this height, you can see we have this height. We don't want this, we want it from the top. So let us create a new one. Select this, select the point, mid mouse button is over here. Change this to 132. Then we have the thickness over here, which is already there. Just change it to 32, and probably have a whole width that is here. This is 650 width, and I guess we have defined it all. If you want, you can give the fillet over here itself, or you can give that fillet as a separate feature once the extrude is done. So it's all up to you how you want to give it. So I'm just going to give it later as a single feature. So now with the cross section done, I'm just going to click OK, and the extrude height, I'm just going to go symmetric so that it happens on both sides, and I'm going to give the width, this is 25 and 250. Okay. Now that this is done, I'm just going to apply some rounded features over here. Work on this edge, just control select this one, and give this radius. This has got to be 50. Come out of this. I can see the base part is ready. I just need 4 holes out of this. So I'm just going to select this surface, and then I'm going to make a sketch. So the dimensions are given from one end, from here and here, so I'm not going to make it symmetric. I just need to make it as a single rectangle, but I want it to be construction rectangle, because I'm just going to use it as a reference. All right, so this distance is given, that is 62.5, then the total width is 125, and then from this edge the distance is given. Here he has taken it from this end, we don't want it like that. To create new dimension, choose this, select these two, mid mouse button, this distance is 75, and then the total distance here, that is 500. So try to make sure that whatever dimensions are given over here, the same dimensions are definitely going to appear in the diagram. Right. Once I've done this, I've got the 4 reference points, and I can just go ahead and create some datum points. This is just point, and I think this is the one which is going to appear outside as well. So that is the point we choose. So hit 4 points. Button. Okay. So once you come out of the sketch, you can see you will be able to see these 4 points even outside. So you're given all the dimensions with this sketch. And all I'm going to do now is to choose a hole. So let's go for hole, and yeah, I want this to be a drilled hole, and the shape of it I would like to define. This is not a blind hole, it's going to be to next. The diameter of this, it's going to be somewhere. Here it is, 25. So diameter is 25, and you can see the holes are now have now started appearing at all the points which we had placed in the sketch. So with this sketch selected, you just select the hole and give all the dimensions, and that's it. Everything's going to be defined. Okay. So with the holes created, I think we can just save it, and okay, it's just part name 1. We didn't give it a proper name, so it's okay. Next time onwards, while creating the part itself, we got to make sure that we give it a name. Okay. Right. So we have this this purpose is called once again. As far as the second one is called. So having saved this, let's close this. I can choose a new file. This one we're going to call it as the bracket. You got to name it in the beginning itself to order it later. So this is the part which we will get next. So you can see that this is also very much symmetric. So let's go ahead with this, go for extrude, reorient it. Alright, so this time I'm going to take line, create these straight here, straight down. Okay, so this part I want this to be symmetric on both sides, because the dimensions you can see they're not given from one end. Dimensions are not given, it's expected to be symmetric. So select these and go for mirror, select the line, and see that mirror is created. Next with this we join this, and we have our basic structure ready, which is symmetric, and it just behaves the way we expecting. All right, now I plan to extrude it with thickness. So I'm just going to apply whatever radii I have given on this side. Let's go ahead and choose it. Here. Now these two radii, we want them to be equal. We can make it later. So just like this as well. Okay, so now choose the equal constraint. Select these two because we want them to have same radius, and select. Right. So we want these two to be equal, but don't immediately click on this. Click it again, and now click these two because we want these two bottom ones to have the same radius. So this one is having radius of 50. The upper one is having a radius of 20. Now we need to define all the other dimensions. Let's see. There are some problems over here. Okay, so I think making a thick extrude may not be suggestible because there are some dimensions which are defined on this end, some dimensions of this side are designed on the other end. So it's best for us to completely create a complete sketch here itself. Now the way to do this is by taking offset. I think this is the right way to do. Let's change chain. I think this is just for taking from an edge. We want to create it from entities. Right. 30. So this will create our offset. As the offsets are created, let us use these points, and now we are ready with this thing. So now whatever other dimensions are remaining, we can give good to go. Let's go. So we have the total length. Let's go to the total length. If it is not there, we'll have to create it. This is 950. Okay, so there are some other dimensions which are disturbed. So let's define all the dimensions that we need. So the next one we need is the middle one. So here we have a select problem. The problem is that it is no longer symmetric. Let's restart. At this point, if we see, it is still symmetric. No, it's not symmetric. Right. So we'll have to apply slightly different approach here. Alright, so let's go ahead. Start solve here. Come on. I want this to be coincident, the point on this. Okay. And before actually going for okay, let's go ahead this way. So let me create a fillet. One more fillet. This has to be 20. Now with this part created, let me select it all. Okay, not select all, maybe. I'm just going to take this, choose chain from this to this. Once again, it is downwards, what I want to upwards, choose. Choose chain, select first, last, it is downwards, but I want upwards, minus 15 plus. Look at the texture part. Now we are ready with half of this, so let's select it all and choose mirror. This. So now this is perfect. Let's give the rest of the dimensions for this one. This dimension is 950. Once again, you can see there are some dimensions which are undesirable, so be careful with them. 875. Total width, where is the width? If it is not there, maybe you'll have to create it. The distance between these two. Next. Is it there somewhere? 0. What is the width? Oh, so this dimension is creating that illusion. It's this. This has to be 30. This has to be 375. This has to be 350. And we have total height. This has to be 238. This is getting late. So we just need to coincide this with this. This defining down. Okay, just need to touch this to be 50. Got something perfectly right. Want this radius to be 20. And somehow this has got to become a, so delete that. And this outer one, the bottom one is, yeah, I guess now we're done with all the dimensions. Right, so click OK. And again, because this is symmetric, let me take it as symmetric. The total width, you can see it is 300. So okay, so the plate created. Now we need this thing. Select this face for extrude. Go for reference here. Select this plane. Now we need a circle at this intersection. We need 2 of them, and the diameters have been given. So the outer one is 225, the inner one is 172. Along with this, we also have one more circle, which is the hole that we'll create later. So click OK, and the height of this, you can see it is okay. So with this created, we just need a hole here and 2 more holes on these sides to complete this. So okay, so I'll just take a hole, and this one I want it to be radial. Select this axis, press Ctrl and select this face. So you can see the hole is now placed properly. We just need to define the shape. The diameter of this is 72. and this is not going to be blind, it's going to be next. Okay, so with the hole defined, you can just see we have created the hole. We just need 2 more holes over here. To create it. Okay, it's I guess we just going to create a sketch, make it normal, take this point, we need a reference here because we want it on this center. Okay, take this point, keep 1.2 here, then choose that point, create a mirror. So these 2 points are symmetric. Right. Yeah, they're symmetric. And we need the total distance. Oh, we don't want it to be symmetric. Sorry. Want this to be defined separately. Okay. So distance of this we need from this edge. Edge is defined as 120, and then we need total distance from this point to this point, which is defined as 710. Click OK. Again, as soon as you do that, click the hole option. You can see the same hole appear which was defined earlier, but this one we want to have diameter 50. And this is going to be next. Placement is already defined by the points that we placed in the sketch. So click OK. So this part is now complete. Close this again and go for a new file. Once again, we will take the next. Let's see what we have next. This part is also done. Okay, so we have what was this called? Fork or something? This is called, come on, U support. This is part of the U support. So let's create the U support. Okay, so we have taken a new file, so U underscore support, and click OK. The naming is done. So so let's see what are the options for us. So we do have the option for complete circle in here, so we can use that. This one is having outer thread as well, and we have that. Okay, so let's choose this, go for extrude, and then we'll have to create this what is it, U shape. Okay, so make it normal and start. So I'm just going to create a line with this, and I'm going to create a mirror of this here that it remains symmetric. Then I'm going to take a line and join these 2 points. Next thing I need is a fillet. Choose fillet. Fillet this side. But these 2 fillets I want them to be equal, so make them equal. So the outer fillet is 50. And we have total length here is 360. And the height is 5. Let's look at this. So now we can see the outer boundary is already, and this is 30. So 30 is defined, but still let's let's go ahead and do this. So to be like this, and I want this to be fillet. This is 20. This one is 30. And then I want control and select all of these. Oh, I will not allow me to select it properly. Zoom in a little. This is best. Okay, so with all this points selected, I'm going to create a mirror. Select this. Now that it is closed, also have to make this thickness the same. 30. I don't know why he has mentioned this 20 separate, because I could just have made it an offset. Let's go that way itself, because if that is not done, then this again we'll get an extra dimension here. Okay, so let's go for offset. Now select chain, select this at the end. It's on the outside, we want on the inside, so let's get the distance minus 30, and that's it. Let's create lines to close this, and we have the pink settings. Okay, so all dimensions are given already. Oh, we are getting this. Oh. So instead of getting the thickness, we got this. We need the thickness, which is more important. Let's do this 30. Okay. Now with this defined, click OK. And, we have a radius of 1. There is some calculation. So the radius is 140. The total extrude is probably double of that. So choose 140 into 2, press enter, and then choose it symmetric both sides. Okay. Now we need equal rounds on this. So full round. So select control and select them both. Choose full round. Once again click here, press control, select this, and full round. These two edges, these two fillets, we have created full round. Next, we have a hole of 50. Holes. We want them to be radial, coaxial. Let's see if we are able to select the surface. Okay. Coaxial. Coaxial. We need an axis here now. Alright, so create an axis. Select this. Okay. Take the hole. Choose coaxial. Select the axis. Press control and select the surface. And we want this to be drilled. The diameter is 50. It's already selected. And we want this to be through all, so that it penetrates the other side as well. Okay. Now with the hole applied, we just need this bottom one. Select this place, go for extrude, orient it. I think we'll need references. What is the diameter of this? It says M72 over here. There are no other dimensions given, so probably the diameter is going to be 72. 72 diameter, and we are going to extrude it. Okay, extrude length is going to be 325. So this is how it should appear. Click OK. Now for external threading we can go with deletion, but I'm not going to recommend it at this point. We'll just stop this part modeling at this point. It's good enough for us. So go for save, click here, and we also have a locking nut. Okay, let's go ahead and create those. So then take a new file, name it as here, click OK. I'm just going to take extrude. It's simple. Click extrude, orient this properly, choose two circles. Diameter of both these circles given. Inner one is 76. Outer one is 132. Go for extrude. Supply chamfer. So the part is ready. Save it quickly. Close it, open a new part. This time this is got to be self-locking nut. Self_locking_nut. Click OK. So this one we have to create it as a hexagon. So let's choose the top view. Go for extrude. Take a construction circle and then lines, we don't want it to be construction lines, we want it to be solid lines. Then make these equal. Yes, now the only dimension given for this is the width here, the distance between these two. Create and it is good to go. Then the inner board is given as 72. Let's create this 70. Get this ready. Now okay, let's go for extrude. Click OK. Now the height for this is 52. And the chamfer is on both the sides, so once again I think it's better if we go with the center plane. So symmetric 52. Okay, now select this surface and once again go for extrude. Choose circle which is tangential here like this. Now this we need to extrude, so that we want to remove the material, this side and the outer side. Okay, and we need it to have a draft, taper draft. This angle is 60. Yeah, 60 is the angle we need here. Okay, so this will create the taper. Okay, now the same taper we need on the other side, so because we choose it as symmetric, we can easily create that. Select this, go for feature mirror, which is here it is. So make sure you select this first and then go for feature mirror, and the mirror plane, just select this. You can see it is applied on the other side as well. So this applied, we need to create this outer boundary. So select this face, go for another extrude, checked, press Ctrl, select these two, click OK. Then we need another circle, slightly larger. So the larger circle is of diameter 109. Let's choose 109, and we already have the pink area. Let's extrude it, and that's to be extruded by 32. So 32. Okay, so once this is done, click OK. Go for chamfer. Go. Here as well we have chamfer 2. So go for 2. Okay. So this completes our self-locking nut. We don't have any cuts anywhere, so that's it. So once again, save it, click OK, and close it. The next object we have to create, the next part we have to create is this nut, which is called as a castle nut. It has some cuts on this, just like we find in the castles. So let's go for another one. Castle underscore nut. Click OK. Choose this, extrude, orient it. Construction circle, turn off construction, take line. Go ahead, create similar that we created last time. Hexagon, and make these two sides equal. Once again, we need this length, so click 80 and make it zoom all. Then the inside one is M48, so let's go with circle 48. Then let's extrude it by length 42. Okay, now let's again choose this. We got to choose this. We got another extrude, so need this tangential here of this. Good. We need to remove the material to this side, go to this, then we need a draft, so add taper 60 on 60. That's good enough. Okay, so we don't need that taper on the downward side, so let's leave it at that. Next, choose this middle plane, extrude. We need the center of it. Let's reorient it. It's something like this. Okay, so the depth here is 15 and the width here is 9. Okay, remove materials, throw all. That's it. Now select this extrude and we're going to create a pattern, that is this circular pattern. Axis, choose the axis. Axis, choose the axis. You can see it's creating 4 copies. We want angular extent and 36 copies. You can see the class Alex which has been created. So that's it. So Control yes, save it. If you don't save it, the part is not going to be saved. So make sure you're saving at the end of every part that you're modeling. So after it's saved, you can simply turn it off and go for the next one. Okay, this is like a bolt. Right, so take new file, let's name it as bolt, click OK. Right, so once again I will just go with extrude, orient it, construction circle, and I'm going to take turn off construction before making the lines. This, make it equal, and the one dimension that we need here is 75, these two, make it 75. Okay, so with this done, I just need to extrude it by 30. Okay, next I just need to select this, go for extrude, draw a circle which is tangential here, and click OK. To remove the material on the other side, reverse this and apply the taper of -60. Right, that's going to do. Now with the chamfer done, let's going to take this one over here, extrude, and this is 48. Okay, the total height is for 70. Okay, and there is a chamfer of 1, so it's good. So save it, click OK, close it. Let's see what we have next. Okay, so we have a bushing here, a washer and a bushing. Let's create that washer first. Okay, so since washer is already there, I think we'll have to give it a slightly different name. So maybe underscore small or underscore 2. Click OK. Choose the top plane, go for extrude, draw circle. You can also reorient it if you want. I'll just create it the same way, 92. The other one is 52. For this to create it, click OK. Extrude height is just 10 mm. And I need a chamfer of 2. Save it. Okay, close it. Again, go for a new file. This time it's bushing. Okay, and for the bushing, you can see some cross section has been defined. You can go ahead with that cross section and revolve. So I'm going to say this one, go for revolve, orient it properly, choose the axis, place in the middle, and start somewhere. So start here. Okay, so make sure you get all the diameters here. 200. This one is 150. This one is 50. The total height is 125. This is 25. Okay, with the cross section completed, click OK, and we're going to get this revolve. Save it again. Saving being an important step. So click close. So just to ensure that you have all the parts saved, you can just check them out. Okay, so all the parts are available. Okay, if any parts are not available, you might have to go to session and choose. Where is the session? somewhere there will be an option to choose file, save all the files in the session. Oh, we'll see it later. Let's go ahead and okay, so I think we are done making all the parts. I wanted to create the assembly. So now choose new one, assembly, name it as assembly underscore one. Same name as the folder is usually the best practice. So click OK. And then now we need to assemble them all together. Okay. Now we need to assemble them all together. Okay. So the first part I'm going to insert. So just click on assemble. I'm going to take this part, which is called the bracket. Probably you can just turn on the preview to see what the object looks like. And this is the bracket. So click OK. And I'm going to choose the default position for this. In the default position, what happens is the coordinate system of our part is going to overlap with the coordinate system of the assembly. Okay. So click OK. So now that this part is fixed, you can continue placing all of the parts related to this. So let's insert the next one, assemble. The U support, I think, is the next. So with this assembly constraint box open, we'll have to select the constraints one. So select this axis, select this axis. The distance, not the distance, we want this to be coincident. Okay. So when we see that, you can see that this is coincident. Okay, so after doing the constraint, if you want to see how the object moves, like, you just have to press Ctrl Alt and then use left click to move it. So this will show after applying the constraint that you just now did how the component is going to move. Okay, so let's see if this part is supposed to go all the way down. Yes, it's supposed to go all the way down. So because it's supposed to go all the way down, select this, and the surface has to be coincident with this surface. Okay, so it's going to be coincident. Wow. I guess I'm going to need one more. It is this one parallel to this. Just want this to be parallel. Okay. Yes. I think now this is constrained completely. So essentially the possibilities of the outer side. Okay, now this is going to be so choose assemble, choose that this top part is something we didn't name it. Okay, so choose this, click OK. So choose this. This has to be oriented like this. Press Ctrl and Alt and check. This is moving. You can see it's moving as intended. I don't know if it's supposed to be rotating. It's probably supposed to be rotating, so let's keep it as it is. And one of them, do we need to make it coincident? So let's click OK. Next part I'm going to assemble is the pushing. I need two of these. Where is it placed? Okay. So select the outer surface this. What happened? Tangent, not tangent. This surface and this surface, they need to be coincident. And then this surface, this surface should be this. And then one more is this with this. I want this to be coincident. Wow, something didn't add up. Okay. I want this to be edited. The last coincidence is not working. Love assumptions. This. Instrument and event. It has become pink, which means something is wrong with this. Let's delete it. Let's Control and Alt this. Insert one more bushing. Flip it. A new constraint, that is this and this, this. It's not accepting this. Let's move it like this. I guess this part will have to constrain it slightly differently. Do you have a mid plane or something like that? Centered. This. This, but yes, we'll have to try it somewhat differently. So let's choose this plane and this plane. Let's continue. So you can see that now it is constrained. Let's kind of it. Two constraints on this, two constraints on that. I think it's good enough. Should rotate it over. Next thing, we'll have to insert that bolt. Bolt. Okay. Insert this. Okay. Choose this axis. Choose this axis. Normal. No, we want to take coincident. Flip it so that it goes that way. Okay. For this, I think we'll have to insert the washer. Which washer is it? Let's go for the washer. Choose it. Select this. With this. This looks okay. New constraint. Make it coincident. It is okay. Now let's bring it back. Then you want this bolt to touch this. So edit this. Select this face. Make it coincident with this one. Okay. This side now we have castle nut and a washer, of course. So assemble number 2 again. This. Is it correct? Yeah, it's correct. And then just this with this, make it coincident. Next, insert the castle nut. Select these two surfaces. New constraint. And this. Make it coincident. Okay, so with the top part done, we just need to move down. And let's go to 2 more components. One is the washer, and the other is this nut, lock nut. So, washer, I think is okay. So, select these two surfaces, flip it, and then we'll have to this surface coincident with this. Right. Click OK. Right. Let's just hide all the planes so that it's easy for us. Coordinate systems. Right. So the last thing is that lock nut, self-lock nut. Oh, that's it. Select it. Move it. This with this. It. Select this with this coincident. So that completes our assembly. Plate has become slightly oriented. We can make it parallel. We can make a constraint this with this. I want it to be parallel. Flip it the other side. This is good to go. So this completes our assembly. You can see that we have assembled it exactly the way we need it to be. There are probably no motions possible except for the nuts and all. We didn't construct completely. Maybe that has made some assumptions because of which it is completely moving. The bushing alone, I think, will be having option to rotate, and that in turn is going to allow this plate to rotate. But here in the way we have modeled it, the way we have assembled it, this plate has also become stable. Anyway, so hope that this tutorial was useful to you. Share it with all your friends who might be needing this, and see you in another video next time. Till then, thank you. Goodbye.